And hello again, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. And as I promised, well, you know me, guys. You know me. What I tend to do is I get halfway through a game and I just stop playing it, much to all your upsets, because I've left a lot of my playthroughs unfinished. But now we're moving on to a different game. I wanted something a bit more casual, a bit satirical, a bit funny. I want to do a bit of a city builder as well, and so I thought I'd go and play a bit of Tropico 6. So what is Tropico? You effectively play as a as a dictator of a banana republic, where you have to balance the economy, the pressure of foreign powers, and your people's wants and needs to remain in power. And of course the things you can do include abduction, imprisonment and assassination, as well as actually, you know, performing speeches and improving the quality of life of the people on Tropico. You can decide to become a militarist hellhole, or you can decide to become a tourist trap, or you can focus on plantations and production as you attempt to balance the many needs and wants of your nation as well as foreign powers. It's not a particularly challenging game, but it has different options. So you've got the actual mission base, where you often have a particular dynamic set against you, perhaps guerrillas or the foreign powers, which you need to work around and makes the game a bit more challenging. Or you can play the sandbox, where you focus more on just building your own little sort of Caribbean wonderland. It's a very fun game, a very unique game, very satirical in the dialogue, and it's just a nice casual game to play. But without further ado, let us begin, and we're going to be focusing on the missions rather than the sandbox. So, missions, and we'll select our first mission, which is of course Penultimo of the Carribean. So the very first joint adventure of El Presidente and his loyal aide Penultimo. The story tells of how they met, a murder conspiracy and Penultimo's master plan to fund their way to independence by smuggling gold nuts. So this game also has the error mechanic introduced, so now you can go from the colonial era, where you're a governor from the crown and you have to sort of fulfill the crown's needs while moving to independence. Then you have the World War era, where you balance your relationship between the Allies and the Axis, where potentially if you upset one too much they may come and invade you, moving into the sort of Cold War era and eventually modern day. But I haven't really got to that stage because my economy always falls apart and I end up going bankrupt. In any case, we'll begin our first mission and we'll see how that goes. A point I would make is there's some DLCs for this game. You want to have it turned off for the base game because it does end up breaking some of the earlier missions. For Devlin and Publisher's Testament. Ah, okay.
Most beloved Presidente, do you remember Tropico? Emerald palm trees, platinum beaches, and crystalline seas, from which the sun reflects like the twinkling of jewels and golden coins. It is I, Presidente, Penultimo, your faithful aide, your biggest fan. I chronicled your triumphs. Fear not, for nothing was written down. Penultimo never forgets, unless he is told to, of course. So, let us enjoy these stories of the past. And what better place to start than the time you first met your loyal Penultimo, oh, most successful Presidente. It was like the first sunrise of my life.
Hello there. You must be the new governor. I'm Lord Wyndham, voice of the crown, and it's your job to do as I say. Until your mandate runs out, at least.
Okay, now we begin in the colonial era. So let's just talk about some of the mechanics of the game. So we have, of course, our palace with our presidential guards, and of course we have El Presidente ourselves, who is currently just wandering around visiting buildings. So we can of course visit buildings which cost money, because of course El Presidente doesn't go anywhere for free, to increase the workflow. And of course the palace itself is our main base, where if we're coming under attack by rebels or so on, we have to protect it. So the different mechanics, of course, we can select our different citizens and find out what they want. So whether or not they're upset because they're too poor, or they're homeless, or in their case they're not unemployed, they're primed for immediate employment, and also their different happiness levels. So what are they currently unhappy about? They don't have any jobs. We've got things such as family as well. So of course they've got some relative here who is of course the presidential guard. But if we were to say assassinate one of these guys and go, let's kill this usurper, then of course we would end up with the families being upset, sort of leading to a negative feedback loop. So you're going to be a bit careful with your wanton assassination. Equally, a lot of the early game is of course exports, and so we have to rely on our docks and exporting our wants and needs. We can of course do trade deals to export different things to the crown, which we can also import as well. So you can see most of our stuff is exporting, and depending on the economic trends, sometimes sugar will be in fashion, and so we'll make more money if we do a large trade deal, but sometimes it will not be in fashion. Now, the thing about this game is all about optimization. Optimizing the travel route, because your civilians or your many citizens will have their wants and needs. So, for example, if they work there and the plantation's all the way over there, they will of course have to travel to the plantation, which deprives us of their working hours. Equally, they want to eat, and they will also want to go to church and potentially also go see a hospital, depending on the current situation. And so if of course everything is too spread out and they cannot travel between them, we lose that working time. So it becomes a case of sort of optimizing how we want to produce, how we want our pedestrians to be nearby, while we also have our teamsters to be nearby to travel goods, while we have effectively everything centralised, sort of miniature towns. Of course, this eventually changes as the colonial period advances, when you start getting buses and transportation, where it focuses more on the problem being work being so far away, but actually most people's homes being located elsewhere. So, for example, I could build a mining town over here with some accommodation, but as time goes on, some of those people may commute all the way to the other side of the island. This sort of means that it becomes a case of, do you want to centralise your housing complex into one place and have commuting, sort of lots of bus stops between each area, or do you want to accept the fact that you're going to have some commutes and developing your little paradise organically and sort of having bus stops where the people are? In any case, our first step will be to build our plantation. So let's take a look. We've got some bunk houses for normal occupancy, which are somewhat not too full. Our big problem is unemployment right now. Now, we want to make sure the travel to the docks isn't too far away. Of course, we can build more docks, but they're quite expensive. So let's first increase our budget to increase the efficiency so we get more trade coming in. And then let's start building our sugar. So let's go to our food and resources, which I believe is our plantation here. So of course we can build different things. So of course sugar is a pretty important one. And of course you want to build it fairly nearby, but of course we don't want to destroy the trees, because of course logging camps are quite an important aspect. Now, we want a big plantation though, so what we probably end up doing is something along the lines of this, where it's nice and you're going to get at 96% efficiency, 97, 98, 90, 98. 98, 96, 98% efficiency, and then of course we're going to want to build a road to connect it to the town. From there, of course, we're going to end up in a situation where our fertility of our soil is going to go down, unless of course we pick an option that reduces our efficiency. So we're going to want to build a couple of ranches now, which you want to put nearby. So where do we want to put this? Somewhere again with high efficiency. So I would say, let's take a look. Sheep, crocodile, no one likes crocodiles here. Goats, so really cattle is where you want to be. So this is going to be 57% efficiency, not the best. This on the other hand is going to be 85% efficiency. I'm going to put it, 96, 98, 99. 100% efficiency, 99% efficiency. Let's go with, again, that's too far away. It's too far away. I'm going to go over here instead. %, 88% efficiency, build a road there. Get rid of those poor slums, and then build ourselves a manure spreader, which of course will spread manure which will be taken from the ranch, allowing us to continue on our growth. Which we just build nearby. And now we have sort of a closed loop, so once we set this, once this is built, this will set the manure to, this will start producing manure. If we set correct settings, the teamsters will move the manure over here, which will then of course move the manure to the plantation. Of course we want to increase the pay for our workers here, because that is very important for us. And then of course we want to build some houses nearby. Now the trick with houses is not just to build them on the main roads, because what's going to happen is you're going to run out of space. So I'm going to start building some road complexes. And of course we'll build another Teamsters. And of course we will now build a couple of houses, a bit of residential areas. So take a look how many of our people are poor. So we've got 12 well-off people, it's 46 poor and 17 broke. And so we need to build bunk places where the poor can stay. And of course we can take a look at our housing issues by looking at the homeless families, and of course most of them are the poor and the broke. Of course a few people have made shacks, but we can't get our rents from shacks, so we want to build a couple of bunk houses, preferably nearby. Now if we take a look at potentially where a tavern may be, is there any taverns nearby? Well, we have a chapel, which isn't too bad, but we do need a bit of fun to be had, a bit of entertainment. Which we're just going to pile up together into some sort of inefficient hellhole. So we just follow the life of one of these guys as things go on. He's unemployed and he lives in a shack, but hopefully we'll sort that by... let's go with no free lunch. Free housing is not the best one. Penal colony, no. Church fee, employee of the month. But we do need a library in order to build that. So of course we can research different sort of edicts which will give us certain flat bonuses, but of course we need a library in order to get that working.
I have new instructions. I mean suggestions. The plantation's growing.
So, how do we do this? We of course have to go and build ourselves a library. Well, of course we cannot build a library yet because we have to build it in the World War period. Where is it? I'm sure we can build a library somewhere. Where's education? There it is. And now we can start doing research. Now the library can go anywhere, but again you want to build it near your nation's sort of foundations. Get our efficiency up. And you can see our construction guys are moving around constructing. It's all very self-contained right now, which is very good. So if we build ourselves a nice little road over here. See if we can build ourselves a nice little rum distillery. I may have to end up destroying that road. And now what will happen is, of course, sugar will be taken from the Teamsters over to the rum distillery, and of course also food will be taken over to the manure place if we go to pasture prohibition, which of course will allow us to make manure. So we take a look. See here, our teamsters going over, going inside. Probably picking up the manure, maybe to pick up some meat. And the manure has been taken, and now that will be spread on the crops.
Governor, the people have a request, but for safety reasons, it is a secret request.
So they want corn, which we already have a corn plantation for, and so we'll just accept it.
Excuse me, old sport. I need a teensy tiny...
And then they want a trade deal for the crown. So this is how we can actually also make a lot of money. So if we go over here and take a look, we can of course export sugar, which we can now sign a contract for. And then of course we'll start exporting sugar out of the mainland. We can also change the settings of our spray. So if we go to concentrated spray, it will of course allow soil regeneration to go up by 200%, but it's not really worth at this time. And so we take a look. No sugar is going out yet. But again, we're not producing a lot of sugar just yet. I wonder what edicts we have at our disposal. So we have no free lunch, but of course then starts making citizens pay $1 whenever they take food.
It may be a tropic.
And of course we have food for the people. Now if I want to make money, this is your obvious answer. Now mandatory siesta decreases efficiency, but also reduces pollution, which we don't really care about in our republic. You can see here our big issue right now is our carts. Taking a very long time to get to the coast. Where some hides have been sold. We haven't got maximum occupancy in these bunk houses, so I don't really want to build any more houses until I've got that maximum occupancy. And we click on this, we see where everyone sort of works and lives. You can see these guys are working in the fields, making that lovely, lovely sugar. And it can of course go down to pasture prohibition here as well. And so you probably want to end up building another manure area to spread that manure out. Again, you want it nearby. And of course we want, again, another Teamsters place. Maybe going to overbuild in a Teamsters office, but hey ho. And we'll build ourselves another bit of accommodation. Bit of entertainment. And maybe a church as well. Depending if I can fit it somewhere. Fit it over here. Let's see if I can build a road up here. If I can. Ooh, where's my church? There it is. Church. And potentially a grocery as well. Again, if people want food, probably a good idea to build a grocery. But where to build said grocery? Probably somewhere close to the town. Of course, we can relocate some houses. So, let's build some space. And there we can build our lovely little grocery. So let's see if we're exporting actually any sugar. Yes, we are. Lovely, lovely stuff. So that should hopefully sort our problem, which it has.
Well, you did the right thing.
And we're going to extend our mandate by 18 months. Of course, we're still building the rum distillery, but it's going to take some time. Take a look at our unemployed citizens. We've still got 10 unemployed citizens. This is going to take some... we're going to have to wait until we get our immigration up before we start worrying about unemployment. There's no point building stuff if, of course, we don't have any workers. Of course, we can do some more trades. So we could trade some meat and so on and so forth, but that's not really worth it at the moment. And this means you want to be a bit diverse with your nation's sort of production. Just don't make bananas, because when the banana market crashes, everyone's going poor. So you can see here, and until we get buses and until we get three wheels or cars, these guys will literally be travelling on foot, so everything has to be localised at the moment, otherwise the economy simply will not work. And so they're doing leisure right now, and they're going to the chapel. Which is getting a bit full at the moment, which we have to worry about.
Yet only marginally glorious, but with your
because of course, if it gets too full, and then we won't be able to be very efficient on our production. Anyway, we can speed this up. Now, a good thing about this era is you're not going to worry too much about revolutionaries or people voting you out because you're a governor in colonial periods, so all you got to do is keep the crown happy and you're a happy camper.
It's nice to have choices, isn't it? Choices like continue as governor or begin a new career in manual
labour. Okay.
Your distillery seems to be working. Quick tip, Governor. It's best not to sample your own tipple, if you get my meaning. Jolly good.
So I can either get 3,000 or extend the mandate.
It's
probably always better to extend the mandate.
Exploit these islands, insignificant as they are. Or bananas, giant apes, dinosaurs, whatever has monetary value.
So they want me to expand. So we have to be a bit careful here, because if we just focus on completing the objectives without making sure we have a strong economy, we're going to be in a bad spot. Especially because we still have some unemployed citizens we need to worry about. So I'm going to leave it run for a month to see how the economy goes. Did we do a trade route in the end? Oh look, that's a lovely export trade route. $51,000.
Governor, the people have a request. But for safety reasons, it is a secret request.
I have to build a chapel. I'm already building a chapel.
Viva la revolution! Together.
So we're not doing too badly in the economy right now. And we also still have a lot of unemployed citizens, and of course if they're unemployed eventually they'll leave. So what I'd want to do is, of course, start building those team supports. Probably close to where these guys live.
I am sorry, not today, please.
So how is our production going? Not bad, not bad. But for exporting sugar, then our problem will be our sugar production is too much. Yeah, there's a nice healthy bit of economy there. Okay, let's put that team support. One team support there. What about mines? Are we going to get any good mine industry? No. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of gold over here. But I don't think it's worth it. That's one island. I suspect they'll want another island built there as well. We may as well build another sugar plantation while we're at it. But where? Oh, again, I want it localized, I want it tight. %84 efficiency. I did love the soundtrack here in the game as well. 85% efficiency. This is like 99% efficiency, but it's so far away from the mainland, it's just not worth it in this era. And of course we can build some more. They're going to build an awful lot of Teamster offices to make sure everything is being massively produced. Another ranch to make this sort of a closed loop. And of course a manure spreader.
I ask myself, Governor.
And after we've got our manure spreader, we can then build across our rum. you end up sort of with this sort of urban sprawl in the early period where everyone like lives and works in the same place. I mean, yeah, a lot of these bunkhouses are close to full capacity, but not really there yet.
What did he mean by that?
Yeah, a lot of people going to the chapel. Let's increase the pay for this to increase the efficiency. Pirates, so what we need to do now is we need to build a fort to protect our burgeoning economy. First question is, where do we put it? Where do we fit this bad boy? Do a quick build. Now we have to be a bit careful of overspending here. How's our crown trade route going? We should be mass producing rum. So we're going to go to our trade and we're going to cancel our goods and prices to cancel our trade route. So if we cancel the production of sugar, now we will no longer auto trade it abroad, unless of course we are trading sugar. And that means we'll no longer be auto-traded. And we start just focusing mostly on producing rum. Of course the guerrillas have turned up, or the pirates, but don't worry, we should be easily able to beat them with our 2 squads. With that done, we can of course now set the wages to minimum.
The cruel, salty sea, she burns the lungs of young Penultimo. The sensation is quite unpleasant.
Well, thanks to you, I'm delivered from the tentacles of fate. Are you a great leader? If so, it would be my honour to pledge my undying support to you and your regime, and your treasury, for I am Penultimo, the most remarkable aid ever
Imagine
made.
my joy at being back on an island with brick buildings and indoor plumbing, and at having someone to talk to who is not a coconut.
Governor, I feel an irrepressible desire to assist you, as if helping you was in my blood, but let's not spill any of my blood to find out. Instead, let's use my immense experience with coconuts and ensure they're shipped to shore efficiently. Have at least one team support of upgrade deckhands. And I'm going to set these down to low. I don't actually want to have these team supports just yet. I want to have a functioning economy.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally glorious.
Give me more immigrants.
You're doing splendidly, Governor. Oh, but
Shh, my governor, we must talk, but not too loudly, as walls have ears, and not too softly, or we shall not hear one another, and we will be forced to repeat ourselves.
We have discovered gold. The Crown will want it, but you could export this gold to fund our struggle for independence. I know some experts in secret trading who are trustworthy at nearby. Think on it, Governor, as the people whisper revolution, not too loud, but not too soft. Okay, well, first things first, economy, and then we'll go from there. Now that I've built those 3, I'm going to immediately demolish these. And get my Or basically get my economy back up.
Governor, the people have a request. But for safety reasons, it is a secret request.
Of course, I can build a tavern here as well. But first things first, I need to check my tavern to see if it's actually being used. It is. But hey, we'll build another tavern anyway. No, because this is where you end up with bloat. Not a good idea to build a tavern. Nothing in storage yet, but we are producing copious amounts of sugar now. And of course we can now do the church fee as well.
The rich are always looking for a good way to make a quick buck. And they've hit upon the great untaxed opportunity that is Sunday Mass. Charge the punters to go in. When the padres complain, point them to Matthew 22:21 and look smug. The congregation won't be too happy, but who can resist the opportunity to turn profits into profits?
I can't resist the opportunity, I need the money. We've got 10 unemployed citizens. We should be okay now. Where is this bad boy? Yeah, we need to turn this down to pasture prohibition. And see how our sugar plantation is doing. Good. Making a lot of rum. And parks are attacking again, but don't worry about it. Now the thing, I'm going to check the dock to make sure we're not going over our production, but I don't think we are. No, we're nowhere near going over our production. It's just that we have to keep on depending on these trade routes. So where do our workers live?
What a day. Are you lost? Hola, how are you today?
Live quite far away. You can see this is where the travel time starts kicking in. So if I build another, let's see how many homeless people we have. Is it really worth it? No, not really. I'll be honest with you, it's not really worth it. I mean, these guys will have to walk over there, but it's not that far away. Come on. Come on, man. How's our rum export going? We've only exported 2,000 of the stuff. Okay, let's increase the pay temporarily. Game, are you okay? And then let's lower the pay again. We have 4 unemployed citizens, so there's no point doing any of this until our immigration improves. And the best way to improve our immigration will be completing some missions.
May I just squeeze past, please?
Okay, so they've gone all the way over here to have leisure, so that means our tavern is not fulfilling its needs.
Viva la revolution!
So we probably should build... Again, we don't have a lot of homeless, I don't think. I've only got 9 homeless citizens. And we're not full to capacity either. Well, actually, we are pretty close to being full to capacity. And then, of course, we do need to build another church. Much to my irritation. Maybe another grocery as well. There we are. I should deal with our unemployment for a while. The pirates are attacking again. Take a look at our health points. 600 there, 300. Yeah, we're good.
Is so right, Governor, that
Unfortunately, we are running out of our production. How many unemployed do we have? 3 unemployed, not worth it. Again, let's take a look at some of our workers. He's currently doing leisure and he's all the way over there, so it's not too far away. It's all about transport. Time is money. So I believe we're doing pretty well in the economy right now. So what we should try and do is begin developing over here, but we'll wait until we get to that 30k, then I'll know as a confirmation that our economy is in fact doing well.
our revolution is as yet only...
Now I may buy another trade route. Dust to get a sugar out. Just so we get that term increase.
ask myself, Governor.
I may cancel that trade route, depends. So, can I buy anything from you? We'll see. We'll see. I wonder if I can put down another plantation. I only got 2 unemployed citizens. Well, we got that. We had that 30k. Once we get to hit that 30k again, we'll go. There we are. Yeah, we're making money, so we'll begin our investment over here. So, let's build some mines. 1. I want to face it that way, actually. And then we're going to build a big old dock. Straight on the port. Good enough. From there, we can build ourselves a landing as well, which we're going to put there. Got a couple of houses. I'll build a bunkhouse. Which I want to have nice and centralized, if I'm honest with you. How do I centralize you? I can't. Bunkhouse. Build a nice little tavern. And then we'll stop. That should be enough.
Viva la revolution! Together.
Because there's no one working here yet, so let's just put the budget down to nothing. I built my Teamsters office. Oh yeah, I need to build a Teamsters office as well. You are. Okay, where are they attacking? Attacking over here, that's fine then.
Governor, the people have a...
0 unemployed citizens. Okay, so where this is where you have to really focus on the little guy. So where does this guy work? He works at the fort. Okay, and he has no housing, so we need to build a couple of houses here. So now the mandate's running out, this is where we panic. So we go to our trade, take a look at the trade deals. We exported no sugar, so instead let us export. Let's cancel this export as well. And export a teensy tiny amount of rum. And then buy a couple of planks, why not? There we are. Bought the planks, extend our mandate. Let's turn off the trade for sugar again. Well, of course, money's pretty tight at the moment because of all this investment, and of course none of this is going out yet.
Everyone wants.
Let's crack out the employee of the month. Bit expensive, but necessary. So these guys work at the Teamsters office, but the accommodation has garbage, so we have to be a bit careful.
Our revolution is as yet.
You tell me this is full, is it? It's not full, you're just poor. There you go. This is going to be our slum. Stack 'em high. Like, there's a perfectly feasible place here for you to do your thing.
More, Governor, more. All.
Let me buy some logs from you, and that will hopefully fulfill the trade route. Now this is perfectly full, so I don't understand why you guys are living in slums.
Oh, we see.
And because it's stack 'em high, you should all be living there now.
I ask myself, Governor.
So I've got to build myself another fort here now. But until everywhere is employed, there's no real point in doing this. No! The pirates are destroying slums. The mandate's running out again. Is there anything I can tell you that is going to be pretty easy to achieve? Yeah. Let's cancel the rum.
Our revolution is as yet.
Oh, lag. I'm tempted to turn off the distilleries temporarily. Just so we can get that trade out. Just get that mandate out. Let's save the game as well, just in case. And I've only got 11 months on the clock. So we should get that sugar out quick.
I ask myself, Governor,
That should meet the trade deal.
Well, you did the right.
And then let's turn these bad boys back on. So the thing we have to pay attention to now is where are these guys? So we need to build a groceries over there. Because again, time is always money.
See?
That looks nice. Ugh, what a day.
Ah, so stressed.
On way to shack. Okay. On way to mine.
Please, excuse me.
On way to mine.
Hola. How are
On
you today?
inside mine.
Hola.
On way to grocery.
May I just squeeze
On way
past,
to
please?
mine.
Let me be.
What did he mean by that?
Nice weather. Busy, busy.
Yeah, so now I need to build accommodation over here. For the peons. You can see how quickly it's spiraled out of control trying to meet all the demands.
Need a drink.
My mandate.
revolution is as yet only.
More, Governor, more. Always more.
Okay, once again, trade. What do they want? They want rum. I can give you that rum easy. And again, they want more rum. I can give you some sugar as well. Easily achievable.
I am sorry, not today, please.
Yeah, the problem right now is the guys are living in the wrong spot.
See?
And having to commute to work. Anyway, we should build that pirate coven now. Game, don't crash, don't crash. He says, trying to fit it in. I can fit it here, but the problem is I'm going to have to relocate the this fellow, just like that. There we are. It's gonna bankrupt me. There we go. Immense personal cost, but I've got no unemployed. Oh yeah, I have got unemployed citizens, so it should be fine.
I must say I'm glad.
This road is an absolute mess. In fact, this entire area is a complete fucking mess. There we are, we're good.
I ask myself, Governor.
Okay, I'm going to have to turn the settings down because our bottlenecks are becoming more frequent.
Did I forget something?
Teamster's office,
What
working
a
on
day.
plantation. Why are you on the way to a plantation? You got a groceries here. You know what? Let's do what you want.
Oh, we see.
On the way to bunkhouse. Again, you got a perfectly good bunkhouses over here. Stack them high.
So, it seems that we are unable to find gold. The Crown isn't angry, Governor. The Crown is merely disappointed.
Teamster's office. And the Fisherman's Wharf. Okay.
Excuse me, old sport. I need a teensy tiny favor.
Well, I think our main effort right now is gold smuggle. And then I'm just going to ignore the rest. I mean, I want revolutionaries arrested and then a dungeon, but it's too expensive, I can't afford it. Go away, Penultimo. What are you guys doing for leisure?
Can I help you? I'm so stressed.
Okay. May I help you?
You're going to a tavern. Which is over there. Okay, it's not too bad. So now we're struggling on the markets, which is pretty rough.
Viva la revolución!
We've got 10 unemployed. I know my mandate's running out.
More, Governor, more. Always more. Hop to it.
Trade route. It becomes a bit of a nightmare trying to do all of this at once. But we got a bit of money from this, so it's not too bad. A big problem right now, as appears, our sugar is not enough. So if we build another sugar plantation. And try and slot it somewhere.
Well, you did the right.
Ahoy, Governor! Or is it Avast? There is still so much to learn about piracy. I mean,
Undocumented trade.
undocumented trade.
Penultimo has already found you a crew and a salty vessel, so that we can move the unimportant yet heavy boxes to a secure location that absolutely isn't a haven for freebooters and ne'er-do-wells. We do not yet have any boots for free, but I am working on that too. Yeah, a big problem at the moment is we aren't getting enough sugar to the rum.
Corruption.
I missed. What was the mission? What was the mission? I'll take that. The coal one is an easy one. An easy one. And maybe because we don't have enough Teamsters, so maybe let's build another Teamsters office. There we are.
It's nice to have choices.
3,000 rum, 150 rum. There we are.
I must say I'm glad to be...
And then let's see if we can actually export a hefty chunk of rum as well. A big one is accommodation. It's just slowly getting too full. Maybe build a chapel here as well.
Viva la revolución! To get
Maybe a little chapel. The chapel of El Presidente. So it's actually, I have not built this area well.
Didn't think we'd ever get back to Tropico.
Okay.
Governor, you mine gold for the cause and so earn my respect, but shh. It is a respect that must remain secret.
The morale of the people have improved. We have never had gold before, nor morale for that matter. Our more brothers and sisters rush. Hurry! Walk leisurely to our cause. The freelance secret trading experts are resulting very well. Yes. What does actually gold smuggle do? I've already done that. Good.
Excuse me, Earlsport. I need a teensy tiny favor.
Alright, what do you want to trade with? What have you got for me? I don't really have a lot of meat to give you. What if I just buy some milk off you? I hate how they live over there. I wish I could forcibly move them to worker camps, you know, like a proper Presidente.
I must say I'm glad to be...
Alas, I cannot. Let's do some raiding. Let's raid some... Ooh, it takes 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. Let's go rescuing people.
Corruption is so rife, Governor, that we have to pay a bribe to find out how much to pay.
Actually, let's cancel that because now they want things for me to do. Let's loot some bananas. What is the food happiness like? Food ain't too bad. Health gets pretty rough, but hey ho. Let them die of bad health, I don't care. I've got more important things to do.
What a day.
I just need to build houses that will sort that out.
Let me be.
Oh, because these guys are well off. I need to build a couple of well off town residential places.
Excuse me, Earlsport. I need a tea...
Just fit in. Fit in. I probably should have checked that. Yeah. I think most of these guys are probably well off, aren't they? Oh no, some of them are poor. And they're still travelling back and forth like a potato. And now that these guys live here, yeah, that's it. That's what we needed.
Nice weather.
That should hopefully increase the efficiency of our travel times.
May I help you?
You look kind of familiar. Please excuse me.
Good. I got some pirates attacking. So like, these guys are on minimum wage, doesn't matter. Let's build a couple of more manure spreader stations. Oh wow, we got a lot of attacks occurring. Let's trade some... Well, there's nothing I really want. I'm still trading rum. And I need to export sugar as well. Probably should build another house here. Fit, damn you. Turn this slum upside down. Come on, plumb it up. And I'm going to relocate you. And I reckon I can build my bunkhouse here. There we go. See what sort of so all these guys are hopefully are poor.
Did I forget something?
Yeah, you're all poor. That's great. That's great for me, not for you.
How are you today?
Ah, so stressed. Busy.
Build ourselves a tavern over here if we can. And then they may want to go to a grocery store after, but that's not too far away.
Well, you did the right.
We want a coconut harvester and a team support upgraded deckhands. Okay, there you go. Upgraded it to deckhands, and then we're going to have a nice little team support. Coconuts. The best coconut place is over there, but I don't really want to be over there. I'm just going to go there instead. You're not going to be very efficient, but I'm just there to complete the missions. And they want a fisherman's wharf as well. I mean, I could. I mean, the best places, I mean, that is an amazing fishing point. I'm tempted to relocate this. And I'm going to relocate you.
Governor, I have successfully...
Why are you wasting your time here? All I see is coconuts, and I hate coconuts. Vile, furry, sloshing things.
Coconut's the reason that I'm here. After years of bootlicking, I finally arrived at the King's Hall, only to be slipped a coconut canapé. My face grew to the size of watermelon. Keep those sloppy liverworts away from me here.
Oh, savior of my unworthy life, let me prove my value. Penultimo is sneaky. Penultimo is clever. And Penultimo knows which side his bread is buttered.
Thanks to my pirates and your genius, Governor, we've established a rather furtive little trade route to export our gold inside coconuts. You see, Lord Wyndham is a naturally suspicious man, but he hates coconuts, so that is where we must hide the gold. We can export these gold nuts to raise funds for your campaign for independence. So, have at least one mind with secret protocol, have an expert route, and export gold nuts.
The Crown's advisors commissioned an inventory of your island's resources. This expensive survey suggests that...
Go away, Lord Governor. I need independence. Let me get rid of this. And then we will build our fisherman's wharf over here. And eventually end up going bankrupt because of it. Okay, one gold mine on secret protocol. Take a trade route for gold nuts.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify being mean?
I can't afford that right now. Oh, because we need coconuts, don't we?
More, Governor, more. Good job, old chum. That wharf is practically sagging under the weight of...
I need another Teamsters, I think. I just don't know how to fit you.
Nice weather. Can I help you?
Oh, easy these days.
So I need to make some coconut production facilities. And the rum is just not working at the moment. Am I producing enough sugar? That's the thing. I suspect it's because of my trade with sugar. Yeah, it's probably that.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally glorious, but with your...
Yeah, we're just not getting enough production on sugar. Is it the Teamsters? I think it's probably the Teamsters as well. And then if we do some industry work, don't allow for local consumption. Actually, yeah. So for this, I need coconuts. So let me just go get some coconuts. I'm going to turn that into coconut hell.
I ask myself, Governor.
Yeah, we'll just keep looting. I see why not. What's wrong with our sugar right now? We are mass producing it, but where do you guys actually live? Okay, you guys are commuting back over here. Bruh. Just so far over here. I wonder if I can build a road that will take me a bit closer. Yeah, that's it. And then we'll build a couple of roads. And let's build one and build a country house over here as well. Just in case. And that way these guys don't have to commute all the way over there. Another pirate attack, but we should be okay because we've got 2 forts. Once again, we know the drill, so we need to build ourselves a... Ooh, let's build ourselves a tavern. And build ourselves a groceries. Still no coconuts though.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally glorious.
That's all research now. How are my trade routes doing? We don't have enough workers, so we gotta just wait. Okay, now we've got some coconuts. We should be able to make some gold nuts now. Now, so I think it's just a waiting game before we get to victory. We've got a couple of slums over here.
Well, you did the right thing.
I ask myself, Governor.
And all these guys are, what are they, poor? Yeah, they're poor. So we've got to stack them high in this residential area.
I am sorry, not today, please.
We're gonna have to build more well-off residences over here as well. People were too busy advancing. They're getting too wealthy. That's the thing. These wealthy citizens are making it very hard for me to build up my economy in this hellhole. Like, this is a hellscape.
I'm glad you're exporting goods, Governor, but I've been watching the dock workers, and you know, I think they might be lazy.
I mean, they're all big, burly men, but they're carrying these coconuts 2 or 3 at a time, which means unless those coconuts are really, really heavy, men are simply stacking off on less and less. Never mind, Governor, never mind. What do you mean, Lord Roger? I'm a loyal governor. Okay, let's take a look at some of our industries.
Excuse me, old sport. I need a...
Yeah, we'll do some trade review. Let's take a look at some of our industries. So our sugar's fine, sugar production's fine.
Governor, this is one of the sneakiest coconut-related gold smuggling plans I have ever participated in.
But be careful, if Lord Wyndham becomes suspicious of your allegiance, he will not hesitate to write a stern report to Superior, which could easily result in the formation of a committee, which might in time recommend an attempt upon your life.
I've been chatting with the king, and we agree you're doing well. Making money, what? But life's not all work, you know. Culture's the thing for people in power.
I've been sent a plan for building what we call a theatre, special theatre, a luxury box just for you. Build it and we'll put a play on about your life. Are you sure that's a good idea? I just need to fit it somewhere, you see. That's the thing, you end up with bloat, because as more demands increase, you're sort of left with a problem hook. Is that the back? Yeah, this is the front. I suspect the well-off guys will also want a theatre. I just don't know where to put you, so the theatre's just going... this has become a slum.
Well, you did the right thing.
An oddly bizarre slum where things just don't go right. It's not correct. It's not correct. Alright, we only got 3 homeless citizens. We have a bit of utopia right now.
Together.
Did I forget something?
Okay, you're inside a tavern.
You look kind of familiar.
You're inside. Everyone's inside a tavern.
What does he mean by that?
What a lovely theatre. My playwright has nearly finished The Story of Your Life. We just need a really dramatic ending.
Oh, and I hear you've employed the obsequious little toad Penultimo. Last time I saw him, he was taking a swim. Say hello for me, and be sure he's there on opening night.
Governor, we must now attend the theatre. It is possible that this is not a trap. It is also possible that I will one day be king of the world.
I may have missed time sharing the following information, O saviour of my worthless life. Whilst working for the crown, I once handed Lord Wyndham a coconut canapé. Ignorant of his allergies, he may blame poor Penultimo for his current troubles. Let's see. Okay, it's time to visit the theatre. I suspect I am going to die here. I wonder if that's the correct way of doing this. I'm going to need so many more teamsters, it looks like. I mean, is a sugar production just not enough? I don't think the sugar production is enough, that's the thing.
It's nice to have choices, isn't it?
But, regardless, come on, Penultimo. You're going to the theatre.
Best job. Follow in my footsteps. Enemies all around.
Let's take a look at our wonderful little world we've created.
Shouldn't I have a special car for this? I shall rewrite history by hand if need be.
Just walking through the crop field. I mean, this was a bit of a nightmare. I normally don't keep the crops in the centre of town, so not, in my perfect world I would have an entire residential area which is all self-contained into one place, where I'd have like a bus and public transport to move people to the working areas. And then of course I would have, you know, the plantations on one part of the map, and I'd have the mines on another part of the map. But the colonial area, it just completely changes how you play the game. You've got to have these localised areas, and then of course as the game improves, you've got to start moving public transport back and forth. And then you can start making those residential areas and things like that.
Governor, I am shot. Oh, alas, poor Penultimo. As I reached for the peanuts, something went bang, then bang again, 9 more times.
I had wondered about the construction of this luxury box. It was very open, isn't it? And the special theatre designed by the crown, there's a lot of shadowed eaves. I'm just glad that Penultimo dies, not you, Great One. Remember, loyal Penultimo, with just a little statue. Praise the staging, wake up from your slumber somewhat irritated, or help Penultimo. Praise the staging. And of course, the bloody revolution is kicking off.
Penultimo is a national hero. We respect those who get shot for the cause. Some of us hope to get shot ourselves one day.
When he awakens, will you give him this gift from the people? It's just a coconut, a heavy one, and also a symbol of our struggle. Build defences, my governor. Like a hard-shelled as coconut, we must prepare for independence. And my economy is booming right now because I've actually built a somewhat self-contained organism. I need to upgrade. I need to make this more efficient. I can't build any more plantations, and because it's so colonial and everything moves so slowly, I don't think it's worth doing anything over there yet. Alright, let's build these guard towers. Let me guess, they're going to go over here. 1, 2, and just in case. 3. I don't need to do secret protocols now, let's profit protocol. Everyone's going to have a miserable existence. I like how there's actually, you know, people cutting away at the rock and trying to find gold and all that sort of thing. It's just the little things. Who needs to worry about healthcare? So our next step, I want to build more sugar plantations just out of pure hubris. But I just don't have the room for it. I mean, I've got a little spot over here, maybe. '84, '83, '82, '85, '85. There we are. And of course, then we build another ranch. And then we build ourselves a manure spreader. And then of course we build ourselves a Teamster truck. And then build a couple more houses. Build a couple of country houses just in case. Build ourselves a nice little tavern. And we have a chapel right over here, so it's not too far away.
Viva la revolution! Together, Governor Jew, I, and the people will...
But we simply just don't have enough immigrants right now. I got one cathedral there, I got one cathedral there. I've got the entire army waiting as well. I wonder what these guys are thinking. Oh, I can't tell them.
We are prepared for invasion, my governor. And here they come. I hope they're...
Oh, Governor, you look so pretty today. Oh, sorry, I have been bleeding a little since I was shot and my head feels very light.
You're right, work comes first. You must please your people to secure the support for when you proclaim independence. And this is necessary before the crown has you killed. Which method will you use to shower happiness upon your people? Probably booze happiness, because it's very easy to deal with.
It is time. We no longer whisper, but rather shout revolution from the rooftops today. We demand, politely, to be free.
Something does not feel quite right, Governor. I have a powerful desire to call you Presidente.
Yep, that sounds good. And while it's only fair the crown receives all our exports, as we are their colony, perhaps we'd make a change if we weren't governed with an iron fist. I can't help but notice the will of the people is leaning in, shall we say, a more independent direction. So we can just go independence this way, or we can proclaim independence, which I believe we have to do this first. Now I'm going to start increasing the pay of the forts. It should be alright. These guys should be losing against the copious amounts of guards I've created.
The people are filled with The people are very happy.
So we need revolutionary support, and the best way to do that is, of course, a newspaper. So we go to where most people live. Game. Calm down. Game. I can't build it there, but I can build it. Here. And that should reach a lot of my Tropicans.
May I just squeeze past, please?
Busy.
I ask myself, Governor.
How's my trade going? Still export. I'm not exporting any sugars. I am exporting gold nuts, but I don't need to do that anymore. So let me import some stuff from the colonies. I can't. I'll import some bananas, and that should hopefully make the crown happy. Get us out of my way. There we are. We're building houses. We should be pretty close there. And you guys can move in.
What a day.
I must say I'm glad.
Stack them higher so the rogue guys can work, can live there. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some setting changes again. The machine has now begun to cry. So I can see that my economy is actually doing pretty well at the moment, which is always nice. It's because I've built a sort of self-contained network. Make these guys go revolutionary. Yeah, revolutionary's nice and happy. And then check over here again.
More, Governor, more.
What do you want trade with now? Yeah, there we go. My profit margin. So where do you guys live? Again, you live over here when you should be living over here. Like you've got the room to do it. Here you go.
Well, you did the right.
Well, maybe you don't actually. Maybe you don't because I've overstacked.
Are you lost?
4,
Oh, we see these days.
4,
So good to see you.
4.
I am sorry, not today,
Oh,
please.
yeah, we're gonna have to build some more
Revolution is
stuff.
as yet only
The people of Tropico love you almost as much as I do, Governor. We have such exquisite taste.
But we do not understand why we still take orders from the crown when we're the best possible leader in all the world, right here. And on a completely unrelated note, I was idly scribbling my quill and found I had inadvertently drafted a Declaration of Independence. Perhaps you might like to sign it, Governor. So you can of course declare independence and go to war, or just pay off the crown. I've never actually done that second setting, so I'm going to save the game.
Feisty little colony, aren't we? We'll try not to crush your spirits too comprehensively.
This is how this works. I give you this piece of paper which says we're going to invade, and you have a very short period of time to regret your ill-judged decision. Then our navy overruns your perfected defences with their superior discipline, weaponry and haircuts. Perhaps we'll meet you again, your execution, Governor. Okay. So now I need to defend myself with a lovely fort. I build another fort just in case. And this sludgy nightmare hellhole. I wonder if I can fit you over here somewhere. This is quite a nice self-contained network over here, so I don't really want to keep advancing. Oh, I'm gonna have to build a house here, aren't I? Bunkhouse, country house. Tavern. And we've got a church nearby, I believe. Actually, we don't. Oh well. Me gusta. Oh yeah, did I change this setting?
corruption is so rife, Governor, that we have to pay a bribe to find out how much to pay in bribes.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Change this to pasture prohibition. Yeah, we got plenty of sugar now, we're doing okay. Really, teamsters are your lifeblood of your industry. Like, if you just watch what one teamster does the whole day, it's moving around the entire map. Well, I have to move quite far. And so, of course, you've got one team still in the middle of nowhere. Really, if you're going to build an industrial area, like, just build a team nearby. But you can normally tell by your production. If you're overproducing and no one's picking up your production, then the odds are.
Can I help you?
Where do you guys live? Okay. Who here is my homeless citizens? We've got 4 citizens over here. I just don't know whether it's worth continue
Our
to
revolution is as yet only margin.
build this area up. Apparently so, because we still got poor
Nice
residences. Fine, build another bunkhouse. Okay, this one's empty, so there's no point building this out over there. What about over here? All of these have got full capacity, so yeah, we may as well build ourselves a couple of country houses. Do we have actually any wealthy people? That's the question. We've got a few rich guys, so we should probably build a couple of mansions. Just don't know where to put you. Because it's all very urban sprawly now. And I'm not going to put you in Hell Island. I'm not doing that. I can put them across the river. But I don't know how to get over it. I think you need like a bridge or something. Yeah, you have a mansion there. I think it's only pirates we're fighting. Yeah, it's pirates. Give me room, damn you. Oh wow, my industry's really doing rather well. Still got a couple of homeless citizens. We'll see where they work.
Let me be.
This is the fort over here.
I ask myself, Governor, do the ends justify the...
Fine, whatever. Is there any particular rescue raid? No, it's any rescue raid, okay. Okay, these guys, are they poor or rich? They're poor, so we'll burn another bunkhouse. I got a grocery here, which is going to deliver food and so on. Bananas, corn, coconut, fish, meat, that sort of thing. We don't realise how important a grocery is until, of course, there's no food. Okay, where do our guys live? Why are you going to the grocery store all the way over there? Got a grocery store right here. I mean, I can build you another grocery store if you want. Where do you guys work?
May I help you?
The team's office, which is located there, so I need to build another bunkhouse. That's the thing, what's going to end up with is like big commutes which you don't really want. You want to make sure each side has good housing, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Make sure everyone is extremely well paid in these forts, so they're nice and strong. What we got? 800, 800. Wow, it's a lot of guys from the crown. And I should be getting our reinforcements soon over here.
Well, I suppose you did rather well. For a bunch of savages.
Tally-ho. We're not allowed to call it independence though. The Foreign Office is going to announce a new member of the Crown's glorious Commonwealth. Our friends in the Republic of Tropico will join our ever-growing family of historically connected trading partners. Then I'm on to my next post as a special envoy to the Archduke of Austria-Hungary. Safe enough. Okay, and there you are. Pretty easy,
Governor,
easy
you
battle.
did it. At last, let us savor the sweet taste of freedom. It tastes a bit like coconut.
Congratulations, Presidente. We trust you to guide us now. We know that you will be fair and just, and that you will never use your power for your own profit or advantage. The people sing in the streets that you will be the fairest Presidente of them all.
And so, the story is told. That is how we met, Presidente. The most important time of my life. I still have the assassin's bullets, you know. I keep them close to my heart. Who would imagine that such a story would be only a minor chapter in somebody's life? But you, most celebrated Presidente, your life has seen adventure enough for 100 normal people. 1,000! But those are stories for another day. Now old Penultimo is tired. Old Penultimo will sleep and dream of your past glories, my Presidente.
I didn't even occupy that other place. I wasn't
You
going
have
to.
done it, Presidente. Victory is ours. I mean, victory is yours.
Nobody would doubt that you would succeed, Presidente, at least of all your loyal Penultimo, but seeing you scale the dizzying heights of accomplishments is enough to make me swoon. If only this were a game, I would wish for some kind of endless mode so you could go on and on forever, but alas, this is merely real life. So I'm just going to show you what happens in the World War where you get some new bonuses.
For the first time as El Presidente.
And so this, when you go to the World War era, you now actually have to care about public opinion. You see up here, my public opinion is 44%. Now, I didn't have to care about this because I was a governor for the Crown Court, so it meant nothing to me. But of course, when you move to the World War period, you've now got the awful thing that is, of course, democracy. That makes it an absolute nightmare to actually run your country. And so you'll be trying to meet the demands of healthcare, entertainment, law and order, housing, prices, which of course will eventually bankrupt your nation, because at the same time you're trying to build a strong economy to support the never-ending demands of your ever-demanding population. But of course you can do some things to cheat the system. You can of course assassinate the leaders and bribe certain individuals and so on and so forth. So you don't have to do what's required, but it's always a good idea to do so. So my heart swells with joy as I greet my fearless leader for the first time as El Presidente, but as I had this period for our fledgling nation to take flight from the colonial nest, it's time of wars and sequels to wars, time to fortify, time to think about electrification of industry and to train doctors to fix the health problems caused by that industry. There's much to be done. So Of course, you juggle relations with four political powers: the communists, the capitalists, the religious sector, and I think the militarists. And of course, you side with two superpowers and send commandos on raids. And there you go. Now, as we get power, you can start building sort of bus industries and so on and so forth.
What's that? Oh, Presidente. That's a relief. For a second there, I thought you were the Hun. Can't be too careful. That's what the propaganda says, and I should know. I write it. Sit down. Pour yourself a drink. I'm Winton Mulberry. Very pleased to meet you. Perhaps you can help me lose this damned war a little slower, eh?
What's the world? A big place, I've heard. Lots of different types of people on it. Most of them not very nice, but we do what we can, eh? Trouble is, nobody wants to listen anymore, and they all want to fight instead. So what's the fellow to do? We can't just lie down now, can we? Better fight back, I suppose, and then get the
Do not
axes.
be concerned by my physical severity, Presidente. I have a condition of the face muscles, which means that I cannot smile. Nevertheless, our relationship shall be a friendly one. It is preferable that what benefits the Axis benefits Tropico. However, if for some reason it does not, you shall comply anyway. In this way we shall be friendly, yeah?
The world is a sword and a foolish and badly run. We have the capacity to correct these faults, so we must endeavour to do so. It would be wise to help and not hinder, or you shall be corrected too.
I'll
And then
be
of course
with
we
you
have
in a minute,
capitalists.
Presidente. I'm just counting my money. Only joking. I wouldn't be with you in this lifetime if I had to count my fortune first. Mason Belmonte's the name, and money loves me, Presidente. And you know what? The more I have, the more I want.
And so having money and generating money is a main motivator of the capitalist faction. So they like wealth, they like growing, but they do not like the welfare state. They do not like free housing edicts and so on and so forth. So of course, if you start supporting the communists, these guys will get upset.
The comrades wish me to introduce you to all of them personally, Presidente, because none of us are more important than the others. But that would take a long time, so I will somehow strive to represent all of the comrades all of the time. I am not Marco Moreno, proud communist and family man. No, I am the very will of the people.
All men are equal to the communists. They believe in the Tropican government. So they like public institutions, and of course they like, you know, free housing, welfare, and so on and so forth, which you will do and then lose all your money and go bankrupt. So bear that in mind. They dislike government tools that favour the rich or oppress the poor. They love buildings intended for filthy rich citizens. So, of course, what happens is, as time goes on, if you build a successful nation or a successful tropical paradise, poor individuals will become wealthy or well off, and then they will no longer want to go to taverns, and then they'll no longer want to go to the sort of the groceries, and they want to go to more fancier places. So if your tropical paradise does not develop along those lines, the well-off people eventually emigrate, or you'll end up with sort of a collapsing sort of nation. So what Tropico feels like, especially in Tropico 6, this sort of gradual evolution of your state, from being this sort of collectivized farming to collectivized mining, the sort of the residential area, wealthy sectors, and of course eventually developing your nation up. Of course, if you ignore those things, then of course your well-off residents will no longer go to work because they're too busy trying to find taverns, or they're too busy trying to find theatres, or too busy trying to find hotels, or trying to find sort of places to have entertainment. And that means, of course, your economy begins to stifle, and if your economy begins to stifle, things start to collapse.
Let me guess. You're thinking, a nun. I better not swear. You have no idea what a Sister of the Order of the Howling Skull is, do you, Presidente? Or how one wound up on your tropical island ministering to her flock? I'm Sister Francesca, and I've walked a long path to enlightenment with faith as my guide. But that's a different story.
So basically they're like churches. So as long as you build churches, they tend to be generally happy. Of course, you want to be doing that. You want to be upgrading the existing churches. So once you get to this stage, you want to be destroying your chapels and building churches because you get higher sort of
Do not
efficiency.
fear the sanctity of your borders, Presidente, for I, General Rodrigo Rodriguez, lead your army. the very model of a modern armchair general, my lack of direct wartime experience gives me the edge, as my stratagems are completely unadulterated by any knowledge of past battles. I can therefore guarantee that the enemy will be surprised.
Discipline, uniformity, and strength are the pillars and rulers' creed. So, like government buildings, and of course, they like your forts, your securities, your watchtowers, but they dislike sort of the education, so on and so forth. Now, what a big mistake is trying to do everything these guys ask for straight away. Take the mission, but then don't immediately start building, because although you'll get a little flat bonus, you just eventually end up building and building and building, and then your economy collapses because you're trying to meet all these demands. Instead, take a mission if it suits your agenda, and then do what you want to do to build a functioning economy, and then eventually go to complete your objective. Same with sort of supporting that. Generally try and appeal to a certain issue that is in line with what you want to do. For example, if you're building in another island and there's a housing crisis, then of course you can appeal to the public and be like, I'm going to build more houses. Then of course you're already going to build more houses, and therefore it sort of ends up being a supporting route. Of course, you can also now get a new constitution from this. So all adult citizens are allowed to vote, wealthy citizens vote, or open ballot boxes. So this is highly likely to turn people into rebels, no one really cares. Or open ballots. So of course, wealthy citizens will probably increase your support. The pacifist state disables all military buildings, but decreases the rebel threat build-up by 75% and increases standing of all superpowers by 10. Not a good idea. You probably want to go down militia. And you can see the support goes up because only the wealthy can vote. Of course, we've got trucks now for Teamsters, which is going to be a great help. And of course, we can now begin building up our parking decks, so the wealthy can have cars and vehicles, which is really good. But until we get the edict, which allows us to get free cars, free wheels, the poor citizens can't use cars, but this is the main one. If you can get this, then you're a happy camper, because you can just start building up. Oh, we've already got it, so there you go. So do 3 wheels, issue the edict, and then what you can do is you can pause the game and build a couple of parking garages in and around your inhabited areas. So if I relocate this, I can pause, build a parking deck. I have to relocate you as well. Let's put you there. I'm just going to do a quick build. And I'm going to build another one. Another quick build. I'll have to relocate you again, aren't I? Get over there. There we are. Now I need to construct a road. Dire.
Flying cars to the future? Only if Tropico can win the war.
And then build another parking deck over here.
Flying cars, be vigilant, and buy war bonds.
Can I fit you in? Should be able to fit you in. I may have to build a road over here. Eventually, but first things first, let me just take a look at this. And then of course, if everyone's got cars, they can now move around the place. The game will pull its pants a bit because I'm going 2 speed. And then it'll go back to normal. And this just like trebles the efficiency because everyone gets to where they need to go a lot quicker. Of course, the more parking garages, the better. And the more inhabited areas, the better, of course. And you want to build like one at the port and one, you know, probably don't want to need to build one here. I mean, it would be nice, but the main effort is of course getting that efficiency over this part of the map. What do you mean? Damn. Where to put the grocery? There we are. Okay, and then of course what you want to be doing is
Presidente, we must choose
developing up your rum stills and that, but we've completed this mission anyway. So money's going to be a bit tight for a while, but generally speaking you want lots and lots and lots of parking decks, because this will allow you to continue to sort of spread and have that sort of efficiency, so cars are everywhere. Eventually you will get some congestion, but like it makes life a lot easier. Look at this guy. Oh, he's criminal and he's homeless. Okay, I can't really use this guy as an example. And so he can just straight away drive over here, go to work at a plantation, and then when he wants a new car to get somewhere, he can just get back in there. Get an example. So let's just let him do his farming for a while. In the life of Robert Williams, of course I would be fixing my economy as well, and advancing, and so you can also build some industry and that and so on, but we'll focus on this guy for now. So he's a happy camper. He's going to go to the tavern. I don't know why he decided to go to this tavern and not the other tavern.
The palace issued a new world map today, revealing that the Allies and the Axis both lost ground, while Tropico has annexed Greenland and Antarctica.
Yeah, might be tight now. We start to make a deficit. Now you're going to go to groceries, which is right next door. And you're going to drive all the way back home. Oh, he decided to change his work. We've got protests going on, have we? Oh no. But anyway, that's it. That's the end of this level. Pretty good level, pretty fun level, pretty easy. The colonial area is easy, and then it becomes a bit of a nightmare later on, because what happens is the value of your base plantations begin to decline. So of course the value of sugar is no longer as valuable as it once was. And so if we take a look at the trade, take a look at sugar, it's 2,500. It's still not bad as export, but it was slowly becoming sort of superseded by other things like boats, which of course make a ton of money on the market. Cigars and rum, which is also now massively wealthy on the market, or massively in demand in the market. So of course really you want to use this as a base and then begin building up as much as you can on the industries. And of course what you can do is with the industries you can start researching the canneries. So if you've been farming fish, you can now make actual cans. The shipyard produce boats. I hear boats are a bit OP, so you can make a lot of money just by being a logging camper by stage 2. So of course stage 2 would be a bit of a shipyard spam. So I'd just build a load of shipyards, probably over here where there's a lot of wood. So I'd have a logging camp, shipyards, and use this road to spread up and go on from there. But anyway, that's the end of this video. The laptop is beginning to melt a little bit. It is what it is. I may have to change some settings after the stream or after the channel. But I will see you all later. I hope you enjoyed. I'm thoroughly enjoying Tropico. I just like the market. I just like building a functional city, which is really nice. And of course, healthcare is a bit of a nightmare. We'll deal with that later. Because of course, you can look at the lives of every citizen, and you can see organically how things are working. Like you can see how what you do has an impact on your town's efficiency and your city and your economy. Like if I just built a residential sector over there and plantations over there, this wouldn't work. So, but this one more look just to admire the city. Probably use this as a screen cap. Oh, there you go. Just a little picture for the YouTube video. And of course this hellhole, which is literally just an industrial town with the occasional city in that. Because these guys love to commute for some reason. These fuckers love to commute. Not these bad guys too much, but they do like to commute. Anyway boys, thank you all for watching. I will see you all later, and adieu.